Good morning. If you should see a picture of me somewhere hugging a tree, I was not hugging a tree. I was also not hugging the telephone pole, although in a picture it may appear that I was hugging a telephone pole, when in fact, Penny took off through the yard and went around the telephone pole, and I didn't want to walk through the yard. Well, I had to anyway, and I had to hug the telephone pole to get her leash on the other side of it. I'm wearing sandals, even though it is very cool out here. Like, cool. Like, I could wear a jacket and be perfectly happy with it. I mean, y'all northerners go outside when it's trenchy degrees without a jacket on, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. Let me see what the temperature is. Okay. Oh yes, it's 58 and feels like 54. I may go in and change out of my sandals into closed shoes, because it is a little chilly. I'm not gonna put on I'm not gonna put on a jacket, but I'm just saying, when you're used to the mornings being 75 degrees, sometimes 80 degrees. Hi, good afternoon. I'm so sorry for the abrupt ending on my morning video. You know, squirrel happened and I stopped and I forgot to start again. Yeah. I used to work with a guy named Lee who would say, if you ever stop to think, don't forget to start again. And I think that's what I did this morning. Yeah, I stopped to think. Actually, I stopped because I saw something that I was going to show y'all, and apparently, I don't know what happened. Apparently, when I flipped the camera around, I didn't hit record, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm home from work now. What a day it was. I'm still caught up with mine and Lisa's work. God is having mercy upon me this week, since she's in Walt Disney and having a grand old time. Everything's quiet, so it's quite lovely. Yes, the boss was out all day doing his thing, and Tommy called me and she said Amy's gonna be out today, and I've got to be out for a part of today, and of course Lisa's off. So, and I shouted, I'm in charge? And she goes, yep, you're in charge. And I was like, what's gonna be my first decision? Probably lunch. Yeah, that's probably going to be my first decision. And my second decision will be, is it time to go home yet? That was my greatest decisions of the day. Y'all know what I had for lunch. I mean, it's easy. It's right down the street, you know. Whatever. It's the lemonade. It's all about the lemonade, though, you know. I don't really care about the food anymore since they changed their French fries, but whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not what we're here to talk about. What are we here to talk about? Well, one, have y'all ever listened to the second, is it called a stanza? Not like George Costanza from Seinfeld, but is it called a stanza when it's basically the second paragraph of a song? You Are My Sunshine?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Right? Everybody knows that one. I sing it to Penny. I sang it to Charlie. We all know the song, okay? The second stanza is so sad.
The other night, dear, when I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and cried.
It's horrible. It's so sad, isn't it? It's just so sad. Hold on. Hi. That was a work call that I had to get. Even though I'm already off, I had to get it because I've been waiting on it. Penny, can you say hello to everybody? No? Are you being rude? Okay, cool. Anywho, so now we're going to talk about country words, okay? The way Southern and country people say certain words differently. Like, when you have a daughter, 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 okay? Except there's some country people, or maybe southern country people, or southern people, I don't know. But instead of saying daughter, they say daughter. Daughter. She's my daughter. Dorter, daughter. Why? Why do they say daughter? I don't know. But growing up, it was kind of hard to figure out what everybody was saying because my parents didn't say daughter. Actually, my parents didn't introduce us as daughters and sons. It was, that's my oldest Jenny, those are the boys, Lonnie and Donnie, and that's my baby. And that's the baby, Tracy. Yeah, the oldest, the boys, and the baby. We never were called daughters and sons. I mean, maybe after we were grown, but I don't remember it. It was always, I'm the baby. Yeah, I'm still the baby. Anywho, and there was another word. What was the other word? Oh, and I heard this on a podcast the other day. And she said, I just learned that I've said this word wrong my whole life. And when she said it, I was like, how is that wrong? Lawyer. Lawyer. Okay, it's lawyer. As in you're defending someone in a criminal law case or a civil law case. Lawyer. As in you're lawyer. I don't know, I'm stretching that. Anyway, she said she just found out that it's not pronounced lawyer like we say, that it's lawyer. And I said, if it's supposed to be lawyer, then why isn't it spelled like foyer? Foyer. Why isn't it spelled loyer if it's supposed to be pronounced lawyer? It just don't even make sense. Does it? How do you say it? Do you say lawyer or lawyer? And who says that's right? I mean, I think probably Google says it's right, but I just don't understand. I do not understand it. Okay? I think Esther over on YouTube teaches English and such as that, so maybe she can explain it, but to me, lawyer is correct because it's law. Yeah. I mean, it's no wonder we can't spell and say things correctly if they're pronounced totally different than how they're spelled. Yeah. I mean, it's weird, but anyway, I used to work with a woman named Regina, and she was hooked on phonics, and she made us all a phone list, because that was back before, back before the digital days, when we really didn't have to look that much stuff up, or we had a computer at our fingertips that could tell us the phone number for everything. And she made this big phone list, and she gave me a copy of it, and I'm sitting there looking over it, and I saw something listed on it that said At Tree Mom. At Tree Mom. I said, what is At Tree Mom? And she said, that place out there where the deputies sit. I said, Atrium. She goes, yeah. I said, it's not spelled At Tree Mom. She said, well, I don't know how to spell it. I said, well, I mean, you could ask. I don't mind helping anybody with spelling. That is one thing that I'm good at is spelling, except for I misspelled one the other day, a word in a title of a video, and the only person that pointed it out was Darlena. I spelled the title of the video was So Mode It Be, Mode, M-O-D-E, except it's supposed to be Moat, M-O-T-E. I didn't know. But that's not a common word that I have to spell every day, you know. But yeah, A-T-R-I-U-M, atrium, not atrium. Yeah. I mean, but it's fine. I don't care. I like helping people with spelling because that is something I'm good at. Yeah. But it's no wonder we're all confused, you know. Because hooked on phonics doesn't really work all that well. Because phonics should be spelled with an F, right? And ended with an N-I-X. F-O-N-I-X, phonics. Yeah. Instead of P-H-O-N-I-C-S. Yeah. See what I mean? It's all so weird. It's just so weird. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, and finally, I'm dragging a hose through the yard because my birds are out here in my bird bath giving me the stare down because apparently it's empty. I can see them from inside the house. So my final story is that my brother called me today, and he's a truck driver, and he picks up cardboard. So he went to, well, he had a new place to pick up from today, and it was the Atlanta Penitentiary. See, that's another word that's hard to say. The Atlanta Pen. The Federal Penitentiary. Anyway, he said, hey, I gotta go pick up at the pen. Is there anything I should know? I said, well, one, you're gonna get searched, and your vehicle, your truck's gonna get searched. And two, don't give any inmates, anybody, anything. Don't take in any guns, knives, or hand grenades. Don't give anybody a cigarette or a lighter or a knife or a box cutter. And leave with everything you came with. Meaning, you know, if you have a box cutter that you use to open or cut something, just make sure you have it with you when you leave. And if you do all that, you should be fine. Yeah, you should be just fine. I said, you won't have any trouble with them. Hold on. Apparently I had to turn the dial on it to get it to go fill up my bird bath. But anyway, he was funny. He called me back and he said, well, I survived, and they sent inmate workers out, the trustees out, to help me. And he said he came out there looking like he was huge, like as wide as he was tall. And he said then he just left me with the inmate workers. And I said, well, yeah, they're not going anywhere. And he goes, that's what he said. I'll be right back. And just like that, we have clean water. Yeah. And you see who's laying over there in the yard? She doesn't go anywhere. When I open the gate, she's a good girl. Where'd she go? Hi. All right, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. We hope he's coming back soon because people do be crazy. And I'll talk to you on the next one, okay? Toodles, my noodles. Stay silly.